Everybody, before I get into this morning's update, I want to go over a quick synopsis of what's transpiring so far. First, start this weekend off with positivity over negativity. We must stay in an emotionless state. It is our job and it's our duty as well to be able to start out this weekend without the emotional stance, and we need to pay attention to XRP because we have a development here. As XRP, as I look farther into the pattern, it appears to me that we're in a broadening wedge formation. We've already had 2 hits on resistance, 2 hits on support. We've had this bearish cycle here as we have a death cross in the 4-hourly that we were unable to invalidate after a push up to near 66 cents. Now we're sub 63 cents, and I feel that we're on the verge of a 7.2% drop roughly. I think that's pretty imminent, and it should bring us down around the 597 or 586 level. And I'll show you on the charts exactly why that is. But the broadening wedge suggests that our next hit of support will be at 585 area. So I still think that's a strong possibility. Unless you could see us on this thinly traded weekend invalidate that death cross in the 4-hourly, which it's not looking great right now. We continuously are getting beaten down by the 20-day moving average. And that's a very big sign that this pattern is stalling out here and we need more liquidity. So for me, a liquidity grab would be a perfect spot down at the 585, 586 level that we've talked about many, many times. A liquidity drop, what that means to me is we're going down to the money areas. So basically, if we lose the supply or the demand zone of between 61 and 63 cents, that should give us the credence to come back down to 585, maybe even 55 cents because that's the pattern formation breakout. But the double top retest is at 585, and I think that's a solid area to have to retest. So the news here this morning is XRP seems pretty imminently that we're on the verge of about a 7% drop here. It very well could happen on a thinly traded weekend, but we're going to go over the technical analysis on XRP and XRP alone here in the update. Make sure you hit that like button as it will greatly help push me through the analytics. And also, if you appreciate my work, hit that subscribe button as it will greatly help build my mental clarity this morning, seeing more and more people joining this community. I'll catch you on the other side of the intro. Good morning, 10:29 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Saturday, August 12th, 2023. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So as we can see, XRP is down 0.11% to just about 63 cents as it popped over 63 cents here recently. We've got the XRP market cap that we'll look at the end of this update. Sits down about 35.895 million or 0.11% at 33.281 billion respectively. So XRP here, what I was talking about in the aforementioned intro about the broadening wedge, I believe that it's pretty clear that we can say we're in a broadening wedge here. We talked about it on the live yesterday. This is actually supposed to be down just a little bit if we're doing it on the 4-hour time frame. So we talked about this in the live yesterday that it looks like we have formed a broadening wedge here. And with the broadening wedge, let's go back to what it means. So you have resistance, support, resistance. Well, we have support, resistance. If we go down into the smaller time frame, it might be a little bit easier to capture this. Yeah, so that's a resistance there in the 2-hour time frame. Let me get rid of this arrow and pull back out my so it's easier to see. So right here, this came down. You have resistance 1, support 1, support 2, resistance 2. This confirms the broadening wedge pattern. Each time it becomes more volatile. So resistance, support, came back down again for support, came way up to resistance. Now we have this death cross. Let's go back to the 4-hourly. We have this death cross forming in the 4-hourly now. And it's already formed, but now we tried to invalidate it with no luck. We completed the death cross, came through right here, back on August 5th. Came back around, came up to the resistance on the broadening wedge, which as you can see, the bear flag resistance, the bull flag resistance that used to be the support was right up here at 67 cents. You would have had to get on top of that and hold to get back into the bull flag setup to be more bullish. Got rejected, which is standard operating procedure in a dot cross, which I use the 20, 50, 100, and 200, the EMA lines. Once you have that crossing, once that red line crosses through that dark blue line, that's the 20-day crossing to the 200. That signifies a pattern reversal. And now we had to invalidate it to avoid this next drop. We did not. We got rejected up here. We're validating this move. And this looks like a bear flag that is formed, and we're right at the crescendo point here. So to me, it looks like we're on the verge of a 7% drop. It should bring us, if we come down, do this properly, you very well could see a very volatile move just like this occur, especially in a thinly traded weekend. We're doing this. We continue to get rejected. You make a quick bounce down, and then you start bouncing out here. And if we're going to get a nice bullish bounce, I think it's going to come in that area if we were to break down. Now, if we don't lose this bear flag, because it looks like a bear flag, I don't think there's any debate. This is almost done here. And if this breaks down, your technical target is going to be somewhere around here, about a 7% drop. So just pay attention to that. We're on the verge right now for XRP of a 7% drop. I believe this broadening wedge pattern is a true pattern here, and that's going to help us dictate where we're going to come next. I decided to use the candle body in the 4-hourly for the start of the broadening wedge, where you had the resistance up here and a dump down to support. That was the whole candle, and it came down, hit the support, came back to resistance. I believe that broadening wedge is forming. Now, some people would say that it's a little early to say that, but if we're dictating it based on that, we now know where our breakout point would have to be. And it's pretty cool that it lines up right here with the breakdown of the bull flag. If you got back over the top here, and you'd have to break up and hold not just the bull flag resistance, but now this broadening wedge resistance that's formed. And then the technical target down, and we can measure this out before I leave. The technical target here for XRP on a breakdown here from the 20-day, you're looking at a 7% move down to about 586 area roughly. If we do this properly, it would be a 7% drop. So be alert this morning. If you're an XRP holder, be alert. XRP is literally on the verge of a 7% drop to finish out this broadening wedge, the broadening wedge. See if we have support here. If not, you would come down to the pattern breakout, this ascending triangle formation, and you'd retest the breakout point at 55 cents. The cool thing about where the bottom of the broadening wedge is, it goes right to the double top breakout, which would be a nice test of support at 585, which is where I targeted it to come down to from 90 cents or 85 cents. It came just shy of that at 596, 597. But now it appears that we could be putting in this bear flag, and it's coming to a crescendo point, and the technical target on a drop would be 7%. On the move up from here, the technical target would be right back to the top of the broadening wedge, right about 67 cents. So you're either coming down to 585 or you're going to try to make a rebound to 67 cents. Right now, with the death cross not being invalidated in the 4-hourly, with the bearish momentum, I would say it's more than likely we're going to come down to 585. But with market manipulators, you never can quite tell. Pay attention to that 641 area, because if we were to come up on a thinly traded weekend, that could give us the ability, being supported there, to come up to the 67 cents at the top of the broadening wedge. If you got anything out of this update, make sure to hit that like button. Consider hitting that subscribe button and joining the over 18,000 subscribers. And then if you really want to show me that extra support, you can send me a YouTube super chat or join Tom's Army, as I don't do any paid promotions, paid advertisements, or paid sponsorships of any kind. And I don't charge for any of my content. None of it's behind a paywall. And then if you're looking to trade XRP or your favorite crypto, video description below. FEMX has the lower spot maker fees. You can find that in the video description below. And then buy XRP, don't pay all the fees like on Uphold. And then if you want to send it to Uphold or your favorite wallet, make sure you send it from a place that's not charging you an arm and a leg to buy. So now as we're looking for this, this is the market cap of XRP. We're breaking out of a descending triangle, which could be looked at as a bull flag as well, but it was in a descending formation. And now the breakout, if we can hold this, the technical target would be a nice move up here initially. But right now, to me, just like with XRP's price action, we have this death cross we were unable to invalidate, and it looks to me like we're also going to have a drop down with the total crypto market cap. Now, we don't know exactly how far it's going to go. I anticipate about a 7% drop down to about 31 billion, but it very well could overshoot it and come back down to the ascending triangle formation, which would be a 14.3% drop. So pay attention to that. If we came down there, that would put XRP at 55 and not 585. Stay blessed, everybody. Positivity over negativity, and I'll catch you in a little bit.